The Olympic Committee has stated that no Black Lives Matter gear and shirts, there will be none of that on any of their athletic wear, none of their clothing, none of that. It will not be allowed. Specifically pointing out Black Lives Matter, stuff like that. They said no ethnicity, nothing like that will be allowed or you will be punished. Not by law or nothing. But you know who they were talking to. The Olympics are in 80 days in Tokyo. You know how much us black folk we love Japanese anime culture and what it stands for, to never give up and keep on fighting and all that stuff. Don't forget that we love us some anime because of the struggle that it brings and the story that it tells. We love that. They have swords and powers and stuff. Unfortunately, our anime has sit-ins and riding through the South on a bus, being a freedom rider. I know, doesn't make for a great anime. I mean, you could probably put like an enchanted bus or like sit-ins where they had to fight at the diners and stuff, and where they weren't allowed to eat. Or that's what anime represents. The hero's journey, going through it, bringing people. Don't forget about that's one of my favorite parts about anime, is bringing people together that really shouldn't be together. People with differences, people that dislike you. Matter of fact, it's people that dislike who you are, and you find a way to bring them in. Shout out to Goku. Shout out to pretty much any anime person. You go on a journey, you meet friends along the way that were enemies at first, and boom, there it is. There's your anime. Beat the final boss, and then even he turns his ways and said, I just only wanted to save the world. Even them, they wanted to unite everyone. But here we are, the Olympics, the world. This is symbolic of the world. Athletes coming from all over the world, representing all types of countries and different things. There's so many different obstacles that everyone is going through. And they decided to say, Black Lives Matter. Y'all better not have that on near stitch of that shirt. Not near stitch of that shirt. You knew who they was talking to. You knew, and you know who they was talking to. They were talking about the basketball teams for America. You already know. The women's basketball players for America that are going to represent America, and the men's basketball players that are going to represent America. You know that's they were talking to them, because that's what they're going to do. This is the world stage. The whole wide world is watching, and they don't want you to spread this. They don't want you to spread this narrative of a certain group of people matter. I still don't understand why people don't understand what Black Lives Matter really means. I don't give a damn about the people behind it. I don't give a damn about the CEOs and all that stuff that's got the money, making all the money. I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm talking about the spirit of what Black Lives Matter means. All they're saying is Black Lives Matter as well as yours. Not saying Black lives are the only ones that matter. Black Lives Matter as well as yours. That's all they're saying. I don't understand why it is so hard for you to understand, people. But here we are. Here we are. So, we know that's who they're targeting. Oh, they're targeting. Oh, Naomi Osaka. Oh. Let's not forget. I'm going to be back on that. I'm going to get back on her. I like it. It's a little Trump card. Not that kind of Trump. Like Trump card. Like spades or gin rummy. Do they do that in gin rummy? Listen. They know that America is going to go over there to Japan, and they're going to wear their apparel, and that's going to cause for people to get kicked out of the Olympics. And, we just talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We talked about that when it had to do with the Oscars and the Grammys and how that we boycott those things because the Olympics and all those little events that are supposed to validate you as who you are and how your greatness. We don't need you no more. We don't need you anymore. Hey, Olympics, we don't need you anymore. Oscars, we don't need you anymore. Grammys, we don't need you anymore. We don't need those things to validate us anymore. We don't need that. We don't need some reward to say, oh, I actually am good at what I do. We don't need that. America for damn sure doesn't need to go to the Olympics with a basketball team to validate that they're the best basketball team. My boys and my girls and however anybody identifies that they're going to pick up that basketball, go over there, might play one game, might take a knee at the ceremonies, might put up the right fist, might do whatever they want to do because you know what, it doesn't matter because over in America, they are made people. And they don't need the validation of the Olympics. They are validated already by their works at being the greatest that on the planet. Who cares who wins the Olympics? I'm going to be honest with you. Who gives a damn? The only thing we care about in the Olympics, and I'm going to be honest, the majority of the world only cares about the basketball tournaments. How the fastest people, the most fast people, we care about that. Male or female. We care about that. And it's the only bias I have. And we care about Brazil volleyball. Something about Brazil volleyball that I really like. Other than that, who gives a shit about the Olympics? I don't care. I tune in. I don't care. It doesn't matter what time zone it is. It doesn't matter where we're at in the world. It can be in Spain. It can be, I sat there and watched the whole one in Spain. I watch all that stuff because I enjoy watching basketball. I like basketball, and I like to watch my boys go over there and handle business. I like to watch my girls go over there and handle business because that's what they do. That's what we do over here. We play basketball. So you think that we gonna go over there and not say our piece? We can get kicked out. We don't care. What's the Olympics? They don't even pay you for the Olympics. They don't even pay you. The Olympics don't pay you. The Olympics are pretty much set up so that people used to be like, oh, I'm the strongest in the world. What is Greece? It started in Greece, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? They weren't athletic back then. Hell, they weren't even living to 45. Who cares? Shout out to all the people that no offense to y'all ancestors and stuff. No offense. I'm just saying, who cares? Oh, I'm a gold medalist. Who cares? Yeah, Michael Phelps got to come over here and make a lot of money, smoke some weed, cool, whatever. We don't care. But it was like kind of a big deal way back then. Nobody cares. Michael Phelps doesn't need y'all. It was cool. Like, hey man, he won 6 medals. That was dope. That was cool. The dude got a lot of medals. It's not the same as like Super Bowls though. Like Super Bowls and NBA Finals and NBA Final MVPs. Those are things to be proud of. And a couple of those football leagues, over there in Europe, it's a couple of them. If you win them, you hot shit. Yeah. Olympics. We probably gonna go over there and get kicked right off the island at Japan. We don't care. Because winning the Olympics is not going to validate anybody that's an Olympian, because we already know that they're dope. We already know that they're good athletes. We already know that they're good fencers. We already know that they're good at rowing boats. We already know what other obscure. We already know that they know how to shave ice, which that's actually very interesting. We already know how they know how to do that. We already know that there's dart champions. I'm not sure if there's a bowling one. I don't know. There's like Olympics for like a sport for everything. Cool, cute, whatever. We care about track. We care about basketball, and we care about Brazilian volleyball. Other than that, Olympics, we don't need you. So we don't need all this stupid stuff. So we're gonna go over there. We probably gonna do a quick thing where we're gonna get kicked off the island. We're gonna get kicked out of Japan, or get kicked out of the event rather. Because you can't make nobody just leave if they don't want to. Now, if they got passport and all that stuff, then I don't see that. I don't see them taking a whole bunch of millionaires and telling them to get off the island. I don't see it. Japan's smart. So yeah, the Olympic Committee, we don't care. We don't need you. We're gonna keep our fight, but we go back. There was a Russian gymnast. She turned her head away from the flag during her winning the gold medal. 1968 Olympics, Mexico City. Black fist, 200 meters. Yeah. I mean, they even said that their lives were a little rough, but I mean, that was 1968. It's 2021. If somebody is being treated bad because they stood up for something, because I believe Kaepernick has to be the last one. Kaepernick is like the last one whose career has to, because you can't do that. You can't ostracize people. You can't do that. You can't do what y'all did to Kaepernick to anyone else. You can't do that right now. Not in this day and age. You can't do it because it's all on camera. Woo! Y'all fired me up today with y'all racism. Love it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much.